How communities thrive without money or roads or machines. These aren't the loud stories. They won't keep you up. In fact, they do the opposite. They slow your thoughts. They invite your breath to match a slower rhythm. The rhythm of gathering wood at dusk, or chewing tubers under a tree while someone tells a story.
In the remote wilderness of East Africa, the Hadzabe tribe lives as one of the last true hunter-gatherer communities on Earth. Their connection to nature is not just tradition, it's a way of life, unchanged for tens of thousands of years. The day begins with the soft sounds of the savannah waking up. Hadza hunters, equipped with handmade bows, arrows tipped with poison from desert plants, and sharp instincts passed down from generation to generation, set out barefoot into the wild. They track game with stunning precision, reading footprints, scents, and animal calls in a way that only comes from living in harmony with nature. After a successful hunt, the tribe returns to camp where the real magic begins. Over an open fire, the catch is cleaned and cooked with care. Wild tubers are roasted, honey is gathered fresh from the trees, and fruits and herbs are collected from the surrounding bush. There are no spices, no modern utensils, just fire, hands, and heart. As the food is shared, the Hadzabe break into joyful dance. The beat of drums, the rhythm of clapping hands, and the power of song fill the evening air. Dancing is more than celebration, it's storytelling, it's community, it's their soul. Young children watch, learn, and join in. Elders lead with grace, passing down knowledge without books or screens, only through doing, seeing, and feeling. There is no electricity, no Wi-Fi, no concrete buildings. Yet here in the wild, under the stars, is a life full of connection, peace, and purpose. This is the Hadzabe, pure, wild, human. Witness the beauty of hunting, cooking, dancing, and eating in perfect harmony with the earth.
The night fire was born, extended sleeping story. Perfect for a bedtime tale filled with wonder, peace, and ancestral comfort. The night fire was born. Before the first footprints were etched into soft soil. Before names clung to rivers or trees, before stars had meanings, before time had a voice. There was only the wild. A world vast and breathing. A world without kings, borders, or noise. Where the wind roamed free and nameless through the tall grasses, and the night had no edges. Where animals moved with confidence, and humans, still new, still learning, moved like whispers among giants. They had no homes. No roof but the sky, no walls but trees. Their days were full of movement. Their nights were full of questions. They followed the herds, the rains, the blooming of berries and the migration of birds. They drank from cold rivers and ate what the land gave. Their eyes were sharp. Their ears were sharper. But at night, they were small. As the sun sank low, long shadows crawled across the land like fingers. The blue sky deepened into velvet, and the air grew cold and close. The people gathered together, bones aching from walking, bellies half full, children drowsy in their arms. They curled close, shoulder to shoulder, heartbeat to heartbeat, trying to hold in warmth as the stars bloomed above. There was no comfort then but each other. No protection but presence. No glow to drive back the dark. Only silence, breath, and the long hush of night creatures waking. They listened to the rustle of something unseen, to the distant calls of hunting beasts, to the winds that moved like spirits through trees. And inside their chests, the question flickered again. How do we survive this night? Then one night, far away in what we now call Africa, under a sky heavy with stars, something ancient stirred. A mistake. Or maybe not. Two stones, held in two curious hands, struck together. A spark jumped. So small, it could have been missed. But it wasn't. It landed in dry grass. A pause. A shimmer. Then, a breath of flame. Tiny. Golden. Alive. It wavered like a newborn. Then it rose. It hissed like a whisper from the earth itself. And for the first time since humans had walked the land, the night answered them back, with light. The people gathered close, astonished. They had seen light before, the sun, the moon, the stars. But this was different. This light belonged to them. It kissed their skin with warmth. It painted the ground with moving shadows. It drove the cold from their bones and the fear from their hearts. The beasts in the dark paused. They smelled the heat. They felt the shift. And slowly, carefully, they stepped back. The humans had found something new. Something powerful. At first, they watched the fire like it was a spirit, alive and unknowable. They didn't try to control it. They offered it dry wood and sat in awe as it grew, as it danced, as it hummed. Then slowly, they began to learn.
Hapo hizo aseme amana. Jadi orang nak buat ini. Lekuk ke? Apa? Apa dan Go kai muna. Sure do that ka no be ako no be ko ay ayaman. Laka. Ay di ko. Akay ko. Now to mo ye ika.
Hadzabe music, the ancient soundtrack of survival, spirit, and community. The Hadzabe people of northern Tanzania are one of the last remaining hunter-gatherer tribes in the world. Living near Lake Eyasi, they maintain a way of life that has remained largely unchanged for thousands of years. Central to their cultural identity and community life is music, a powerful, expressive tradition that brings the tribe together and connects them with nature, their ancestors, and each other. The role of music in Hadzabe life. For the Hadzabe, music is not a separate art form, it's woven into daily life. Unlike modern societies where music may be confined to concerts, recordings, or entertainment venues, Hadzabe music is functional, spiritual, and communal. It is not performed in the conventional sense, it is experienced and lived, often spontaneously. Music is used for celebration, after a successful hunt or community gathering. Storytelling. Passing down tribal stories, myths, and history through song. Rituals and ceremonies, including rites of passage, healing dances, initiation, and weddings. Bonding and play, around the campfire in the evening, singing, clapping, and dancing. Spiritual connection, songs are often directed toward spirits of the forest, ancestors, or used in rainmaking rituals. Instruments, rhythm from the earth. Most Hadzabe music is vocal and percussive, made using the body and natural instruments. Instruments are few but deeply symbolic and effective. Drums, often crafted from hollowed logs and animal skins. Used for rhythm in group dances and ceremonies. Gourds and shakers, filled with seeds or pebbles to create percussive textures. Hand clapping and body stomping, a fundamental part of rhythm making, often performed by everyone present. Wooden flutes and bows, rare but used occasionally for melodic lines, sometimes mimicking bird calls or forest sounds. Despite the simplicity of tools, the music is rich, layered, and emotionally resonant, creating an immersive experience that resonates through the open bush. Music as oral tradition and education. In the absence of written language or recorded archives, music is the Hadzabe's living memory. Songs serve as oral textbooks, teaching how to track animals, what plants are edible or medicinal, tribal history and legends, behavioral codes and social expectations. Children learn by watching and participating, absorbing rhythm, language, and cultural meaning from a young age. This ensures that traditional knowledge is passed from one generation to the next in an engaging and unforgettable way. Dance, the movement of spirit and joy. Hadzabe music is almost always accompanied by dance. It is not choreographed but rather intuitive, flowing with the rhythm of the drums and the song. Dance reinforces unity, everyone joins in, elders, women, children. Energy release. After a long hunt or ceremony. Spiritual engagement, used in trance or healing rituals. The atmosphere during. Hunters, equipped with handmade bows, arrows tipped with poison from desert plants, and sharp instincts passed down from generation to generation, set out barefoot into the wild. They track game with stunning precision, reading footprints, scents, and animal calls in a way that only comes from living in harmony with nature. After a successful hunt, the tribe returns to camp where the real magic begins. Over an open fire, the catch is cleaned and cooked with care. Wild tubers are roasted, honey is gathered fresh from the trees, and fruits and herbs are collected from the surrounding bush. There are no spices, no modern utensils, just fire, hands, and heart. As the food is shared, the Hadzabe break into joyful dance. The beat of drums, the rhythm of clapping hands, and the power of song fill the evening air. Dancing is more than celebration, it's storytelling, it's community, it's their soul. Young children watch, learn, and join in. Elders lead with grace, passing down knowledge without books or screens, only through doing, seeing, and feeling. There is no electricity, no Wi-Fi, no concrete buildings. Yet here in the wild, under the stars, is a life full of connection, peace, and purpose. This is the Hadzabe way, pure, wild, human. Witness the beauty of hunting, cooking, dancing, and eating in perfect harmony with the earth.
The Lanterns of Willowmere, Chapter 2, The River of Whispers. The lanterns drifted steadily down the moonlit river, their lights shimmering like a living constellation mirrored upon the water. Children ran along the banks, their laughter mingling with the soft hum of the night insects. Somewhere in the grove, a flute began to play, a tune as old as Willowmere itself, gentle and haunting, like the sigh of the wind through the trees. Mira lingered at the edge of the crowd, cradling her grandmother's shawl around her shoulders. The air was cool, scented with wild mint and distant rain. She watched her lantern, her dream, float further and further away, the glass glowing softly with a pale golden light. "Do you see it, child?" her grandmother asked, her voice a quiet murmur. Mira nodded. "It feels alive." Her grandmother smiled, wrinkles deepening like the rings of an ancient tree. "Because it is. Each lantern carries more than fire. It carries a piece of us, our hopes, our memories. And sometimes, the river carries them somewhere, unexpected." As the night deepened, whispers began to rise from the water. Mira leaned closer, unsure if she imagined it. Words like threads of wind seemed to drift past her ears, fragments of wishes, half-remembered songs, secrets too soft to speak aloud. The elder Tomlin moved through the crowd, lighting incense at small stone altars along the shore. "Listen," he called, "for the river speaks on nights like these." Mira closed her eyes and listened. She heard a wish for a lost love to return. A child's hope for a new pony come spring. An old hunter's prayer for his failing eyes. And beneath it all, something deeper, a melody, low and distant, calling her name. Her breath caught. No one else seemed to hear it. The river's glow brightened for a moment, and Mira felt her heart tug as if the current itself had reached out to her. Her grandmother placed a hand on her shoulder. Some lanterns, she whispered, do not drift away by chance. Sometimes they choose their keeper. Myra's lantern had paused midstream, circling slowly as though waiting. Then, without warning, the current pulled it toward the far bend, the place where the river disappeared into the dark forest, a place few from Willowmere dared to go after nightfall. A hush swept the villagers. Even the flute stopped. Mira felt a thrill of fear and wonder. The old man Tomlin stepped to her side. If you follow, child, he said softly, you step into dreams themselves. But dreams are not always gentle. Mira took a deep breath, her fingers tightening around the shawl. Then I will follow. A dream that calls my name must be meant for me. And so, lantern-like guiding her path, she stepped away from the circle of safety, down to the river's edge, where the water shimmered with mystery and the forest waited, dark and full of secrets. Night air carrying the sound of distant drums. At first she thought it was her heartbeat, quick and eager, but then she heard the rhythm deepen, a cadence older than language, a pulse that felt both African and American at once, like a heartbeat of two worlds joined by the night. The path twisted into a grove of tall willows and baobab-like giants that seemed impossibly alive here, their roots curling over each other like the braids in a mother's hair. Fireflies spun around Mira in constellations, and their lights seemed to form patterns, a star map mixed with Adinkra symbols and old folk sigils her grandmother had stitched into quilts. On the far shore, shapes moved. A circle of figures sat around a low fire. Some wore bright Kent cloth that shimmered under the lantern glow, others wore denim jackets with patches from New Orleans jazz clubs and Harlem art houses. One elder played a gem, the deep sound rolled through the forest like thunder from a far-off savannah. Another strummed a weathered guitar, picking out notes that carried the soul of gospel and blues. Mira stepped closer, and one of them, an old woman with cowrie shells braided into her hair, looked up and smiled. Ah, child of lanterns, she said in a lilting tone that carried both the softness of the river and the strength of the desert wind. We have been waiting for you. The others nodded. A man in a straw hat poured steaming chai from a carved gourd into a tin cup, handing it to Mira. The tea smelled of spiced hibiscus and cinnamon, a taste that was both home and somewhere new. Who are you? Mira whispered. We are the Dream Walkers, said a young woman whose voice sang with the rhythm of Harlem nights. Our ancestors crossed oceans, some by choice, some by chains, but we carry lanterns too. When Willowmere lights its dreams, we hear them across the water. Myra's lantern drifted into the circle, its glow now mingling with dozens of others, some shaped like African calabashes, others
In the remote wilderness of East Africa, the Hadzabe tribe lives as one of the last true hunter-gatherer communities on Earth. Their connection to nature is not just tradition, it's a way of life, unchanged for tens of thousands of years. The day begins with the soft sounds of the savannah waking up. Hadza hunters, equipped with handmade bows, arrows tipped with poison from desert plants, and sharp instincts passed down from generation to generation, set out barefoot into the wild. They track Listen closely to their incredible click-based reflects their deep cultural heritage. Watch as they gather around the fire to prepare a freshly hunted meal, cooking with nothing but natural tools and age-old techniques. Meat on bone fire the result? A flavorful, nourishing feast straight from the wild. This video is not just about food, It's about survival, community, language, and connection to the land. Whether you're passionate about indigenous cultures, fascinated by bushcraft, or just curious about life off the grid, this is a powerful look at real, raw human life, far from modern convenience. Travel deep into the heart of East Africa and spend a day with the Hadzabe tribe, one of the last true hunter-gatherer societies still living as humans did for thousands of years. In this documentary-style video, you'll witness the Hadzabe's extraordinary connection to nature, from tracking and hunting wild animals with handmade bows and poisoned arrows to preparing delicious bush meals using natural ingredients gathered from the land. Direct-hit hunting techniques. The Hadzabe hunt using traditional methods, no guns, no modern tools, just handcrafted bows, keen instincts, and silent teamwork. Whether they're chasing baboons, birds, or small antelope, every step in the hunt is guided by ancestral knowledge and deep respect for nature. You'll see how every part of the animal is used, wasting nothing. Click language communication. The Hadzabe language is one of the world's rare click languages, filled with pops, clicks, and tones that are as musical as they are complex. It's not just communication. It's a cultural identity that has survived for millennia, even as modern influences close in. Wild cooking and family meals.